Hello, I'm Shannon, and today we're going to talk about celebrity pets. We see it all the time. Artists announce a new member of their family, sometimes they even get their own Instagram accounts, but then there's other times where we see someone get a new pet and then after a while you think, whatever happened to that dog or that cat or that monkey? Those are the questions that we are going to answer for you today, so let's get into it. Selena Gomez and The Weeknd dated in 2017, and during that time when Selena was spending a bunch of time in New York with Abel, she adopted a beautiful Cavalier King Charles Spaniel named Charlie. We'd see Charlie every once in a while over the next few years, and then it kind of seemed like he just disappeared with no explanation about where he went. And then in 2019, we saw that Selena got herself a new dog, this time a little white guy named Winnie. And then at the beginning of quarantine, Selena announced on her live that she welcomed another new dog into her family named Daisy. So what happened to Charlie? We might not have all the details, but Selena's best friend Anna Collins, she explained in an Instagram comment that Charlie is now living with family. And she also said that he needed a bigger space with a home with other doggos to play with. In 2013, Justin Bieber made massive headlines when he got a monkey. He claims the monkey was a gift from a family friend, but what ended up making headlines was the fact that Justin tried to bring his new buddy Mally on tour with him. He said everybody around him told him not to bring the monkey, but he thought he had enough paperwork that it would be fine. Spoiler, it was not fine, and the monkey was seized at the border when Justin was trying to get into Germany. Because Justin didn't provide the proper vaccination and the import papers after landing, the monkey had to go into a quarantine at an animal shelter. And he had until a certain date to bring back the correct paperwork, but he failed to do so the monkey ended up at a zoo in Germany. Justin ended up being charged with thousands of dollars for the cost to take care of the monkey while it was in quarantine and then transferred to its new home. And a lot of animal rights groups spoke out about this, reminding people that it's never a good idea to keep an exotic animal as a pet, especially one like this, which is a monkey that thrives by being social with other monkeys. Justin may have had a bit of influence from Michael Jackson, who had a very famous chimp named Bubbles. Michael adopted Bubbles from a Texas research facility in the 80s for $65,000, and they became the best of friends, sometimes even sporting matching outfits. Bubbles even went on tour traveling the world with Michael. I guess back in the 80s, they didn't require the same paperwork that they do now. Bubbles became famous all over the world, and there was even a movie in development about him from back in 2016. He was known for sleeping in a crib in Michael's bedroom and even using the same washroom. After he became a bit older though, he did become aggressive, and since Michael had kids, Bubbles ended up going to California with a trainer. Once the trainer ended up retiring, Bubbles then went to an ape sanctuary in Florida where he still lives today. Speaking of exotic pets, let's talk about Tyga and his tiger. He had a wrangler falsify paperwork in order to get possession of a Bengal tiger cub. He then did what any rapper does when you get a pet tiger, and he started posting photos and videos of his new pet online. I mean, what's the point of even having a pet tiger when you're not going to share it with everybody on the internet? He claimed that the tiger was not actually his, but it belonged to a friend of his. But the police received reports that the tiger did actually live in Tyga's home. Since owning animals like this is very much illegal, Tyga would have faced up to 6 months in prison. He reportedly ended up turning the tiger over to a shelter after several months of owning him, where he was then brought to the Lions, Tigers, and Bears Animal Rescue in California. Tyga actually never ended up getting charged with anything for having a pet tiger, and he actually claimed that he didn't know it was illegal to own a tiger, which I kind of have a hard time believing. But the guy who actually got the tiger for him ended up being charged with a felony of the illegal sale and transportation of an animal. This tiger now actually goes by the name of Maverick and weighs over 400 pounds. And the US is actually in a backyard tiger epidemic, since there are more tigers in captivity in the States than there actually are left in the wild. So if you are thinking about getting yourself this type of exotic pet, maybe just go watch Tiger King instead. Tyga has been lucky enough to make it on our list twice. He spent around $50,000 on a tri-English bulldog named Rolly for his then-girlfriend Kylie Jenner. The puppy was constantly seen on social media on both Kylie and Kendall's different accounts, and for good reason. He might just be the cutest dog that I have ever seen. But then it kind of just seemed like there was so many posts about this dog, and then all of a sudden nothing. The pup just disappeared before our eyes, never to be seen from again. And there's never really been any sort of explanation or reason posted anywhere that I could find online about where the dog could have gone or why Kylie may have decided to give the dog up. It would be one thing if she had admitted or just had said that she couldn't take on the responsibility of a pet since she travels so much and her job's very high demanding, but considering that Kylie currently has 5 dogs, including a new pup that she just got last month named Kevin, that doesn't seem to be the case. There has been no sign of Rolly on Tyga's social media as well, so we don't know where Rolly is. It doesn't seem like Demi Lovato did a ton of research before deciding to adopt a hairless Sphynx cat that she named Harriet. Demi is allergic to cats, which is why she decided to go the hairless route, without realizing that just because a cat doesn't have any hair, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's hyperallergenic. She posted photos and her entire experience the first day that she got the cat, and even pointed out that the cat started to make her face swell when she was cuddling with it. So because of all of this, she ended up having to return the cat the very next day. Seems like a quick little Google search before actually adopting an entire animal and bringing it back to your house could probably have saved her a bit of time and energy. Saweetie decided to get something that she has always wanted, which is a pet bunny that she named Bugatti. She ended up actually getting 2 bunnies so that Bugatti could have a friend, since bunnies tend to thrive better with buddies. When I caught up with her, I actually asked her about how the bunnies were doing. I saw that you got a pet bunny, is that true?
Girl. Oh my. Okay. I'm making sure it's gonna piss me off.
Oh no.
So I want to adopt a bunny, and it was the cutest bunny ever. And they told me that I had to adopt a bunny with his girlfriend because bunnies can die from depression if they have a connection. So I was like, okay, I didn't plan on being a mom of 2, but I'll try it. That little bunny girl was so mean. She bit one of my cousins. She didn't want us playing with the boy. So I had to give the bunnies back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to bring it up. It's too bad that things didn't end up working out the way that she had planned, but hopefully she does end up finding a pet that is right for her very soon. So I want to know from you, what do you think of these artists and their pet parenting abilities? Did we miss anybody on the list that you can think of? Also, let us know which one of these you think is the most shocking or surprising, and what other videos you'd love to see from us. Until next time, do your research before you adopt a pet.